As I've gotten older, the idea of stepping into a commercial gym has slowly become more and more excruciating. The traffic jams at peak hours, the access card that only beeps you in 1 out of 3 times, the thirst trap gym bunnies wearing shrink-wrap skin tone activewear that makes them look like naked mannequins, the peptide bros hogging the free weights, the hall of mirrors multiplying me, obnoxious overbearing music, protein-branded vendor snacks, the predatory rolling contracts. It all feels like a nightmare as I age. By the time you've commuted, worked out, washed and gotten home, you're looking at a 2 to 3 hour daily commitment. And though 90% naked chicks trying to frame you on TikTok is tolerable to 20-something virgins, ain't no man over 40 got time for that. And when you're a man trying to build or maintain a life, this circus feels like torture. I'll admit that for years my aversion to gym environments kept me from getting into decent shape. I'd periodically get into the routine, but the stress cost of going would build up, and I'd let life take over. I always had kickboxing classes to go to, but getting bigger and stronger was a stop and start game. That was until around 10 years ago when I decided to start investing in my own equipment. And over the course of that decade, I've built what I believe is a decent minimalist home gym setup that can support my strength goals. I don't know about you guys, but my home gym has become a safe haven for not only building a strong body, but also a place to press pause on daily life and reflect. For me, training isn't just about vanity and lifting metrics. It's about owning a piece of your day that allows you space to pay attention to yourself. Why is that important? Because we give so much of ourselves away for free, we can lose sight of ourselves and what we truly want. Phones, family, bills and money all chip away at us, vying for our attention and energy. My gym is a boundary around all of that. It gives me proximity and emotional space to process the chaos and pressure from which I can re-emerge with renewed vision and perspective. Training becomes meditative in a home gym. It grounds us in our bodies and gets us out of fear and anticipation. It allows a state of flow, play and growth. And like most things in life, when we are engaging in acts that are a down payment for the future, our bodies know, and they reward us with a sense of calm and ease. My gym is there whenever I need it, and though I see the appeal of commercial gyms for guys who want to squat heavy and look like The Rock, I just want to get shredded and look athletic. Better still, a home gym is way more efficient and cheaper in the long run. So today I'm going to take you on a quick tour of my setup, how I utilise it and what gear I'd recommend you invest in before you begin building your own home gym setup. And believe me, you don't need much to start. Stick around to the end because I'm going to give you something for free to help you get started on your own home gym. So really the first thing you're going to need is some space. A gym doesn't need to be huge by any means. My gym in the basement sits at around 5 square meters. You can always have more space of course, but if all you have is 2 square meters, that's probably enough room to perform a full variety of bodyweight movements. Push-ups and all their variations, lunges, squats, planks, burpees and calisthenics are all about using your own weight to build strength. And a piece of floor is all you're going to need to get started. So let's look at some of my equipment. Right now I have a freestanding pull-up bar that sits in the corner. This bad boy has been a life changer for me. $50 on Amazon and I was laughing. It's sturdy enough, adjustable and light enough to maneuver around on the fly. You can add some grip tape, something I intend to do in the future, or some extra accessories like these Olympic rings or grip handles, but as it is, you get so much for that $50 investment, it's ridiculous. Pull-ups, chin-ups, leg raises, knee raises, muscle-ups with a higher ceiling. For pull movements, a big limitation when doing pure bodyweight training by the way, a pull-up bar is essential. I started with a cheap door frame pull-up bar, but if none of your frames can handle one, do what I did and get one of the freestanding ones. You won't regret it. That said, a pull-up bar is limited in its push variations. You can always use the floor for that, using push-ups for example, but if you want to kick that up a level, you'll want my next recommendation, which is a dip station or parallettes. Now dips are often called the squat of the upper body. If you want to hit chest, triceps, shoulders and some core in a meaningful way, these 2 pieces of bipedal metal are the way to go. You can even do some pull movements on these too, such as inverted rows or curls. Again, on Amazon you can get these for as cheap as $50. That's why I rank these as the next most essential piece of equipment in my setup. Super light and portable for chest, these are king. Add some extra weight via a weight belt and they are god tier. Next we have my lovely, beautiful family of kettlebells. Look at them. Not only do they look cool as fuck, but one single kettlebell can act as an all-in-one gym if you know how to utilize it. In fact, the first thing I bought was this 12 kilogram bell about 10 years ago. As my strength grew, so did the size of my bells. But if you want to build bigger legs on a budget or to progress your leg movements, it doesn't hurt to have some decently sized kettlebells lying around. These are great for core, biceps, shoulders, legs and back. The kettlebell swing alone might be the highest return on investment movement ever, and it's something that's exclusive to a kettlebell. Now, kettlebells can be expensive, so shop around. For guys, aim for 12 to 16 kilograms, women 8 to 12 kilograms as your first purchase. Learn the movements on a lighter weight and buy the next size up when you're ready. But don't worry, every size kettlebell has its applications down the line. I still use all of mine and I'm up to 24 kilograms. Kettlebells truly are magic, however, they do lack good push variations, which is why I think a dip station is going to come in first over a kettlebell. That said, you're going to want some kettlebells eventually, so if you have the budget, get them as soon as possible. Next we have my Olympic rings. Now these are fantastic for both push and pull variations, but you'll need somewhere very secure to hang them from. You might have a pull-up bar like me, or a tree or a pull-up bar in your local park. Needing somewhere to hang them from does present a bit of a limitation, but if you only have some rings, you can build an insane physique at a very low cost. These do require a good level of skill to fully utilize, so either YouTube a good instructor or go to a real personal trainer who knows rings well enough to teach you. Now I'm going to move on to auxiliary equipment. These are things that add some flavour or plug any gaps in the equipment or simply add a layer of difficulty or progression. Firstly, I have these resistance bands. Now these are dirt cheap, well under $50, and if I were a travelling man, this is what I'd take with me to keep me from dropping off. Each colour provides a different level of resistance, but again, these bands can be wrapped, hung, twisted, folded and propped up anywhere you want. This means you can do things like stand on them and shoulder press or bicep curl them, or hang them from a pull-up bar and do tricep pull downs. They are a very safe piece of equipment for shoulders, so I use them for things like lateral raises or face pulls. But as a standalone piece of equipment, you could do worse. They are limited to some extent, especially where legs are concerned, and can be a bit finicky. Non-essential, but very handy. Next, we have a weight belt. These are fantastic for progressing body weight compound movements, such as pull-ups, chin-ups, dips, and even some leg movements, if you know how. I hang kettlebells from these when I really want to push my max strength compound lifts. On their own, these belts do nothing, but when you get to a more advanced level and want to get bigger and stronger, a weight belt is absolutely a must buy. Lastly, we have a step. Now, this might seem unimportant in a gym, but for certain movements, it really helps. Elevated push-ups and bench dips, for example, not to mention step-ups and split squats for legs. Again, you don't need a step and you could easily swap it out for a spare chair or tabletop in some cases, but as a dedicated piece of gear, it's really handy. So that concludes the tour of my home gym. Now, many of my friends looking to get in shape ask me where to start and what equipment to buy, and I always say the same thing. Firstly, you don't need any equipment to start your fitness journey. Walking is the base of the pyramid and it costs absolutely nothing. But where strength is concerned, your body is your gym. And what's more free than that? But if I were to invest in any two pieces of equipment first, I'd ditch the cost of 3 months gym membership and buy just two things. Firstly, a pull-up bar, and secondly, a dip station or parallettes as gymnasts sometimes refer to them. With those two pieces of equipment alone, I believe you can go all the way. Push, pull, legs are fully covered with some space and those two pieces of equipment alone. A kettlebell or two down the line won't hurt, of course, but those two things will more than suffice. So that's why I designed an entirely free workout program, the Over 40 Home Training Blueprint, a PDF document to help anyone get started working out at home, including 3 levels of equipment. Tier 1, 0 equipment, Tier 2, a pull-up bar, Tier 3, a pull-up bar and a dip station. Click the link in the description to grab that now. Okay guys, that about wraps it up for today. I think the message of this video is that you don't need a gym membership, or you don't have to go through the stress of attending a gym in order to get in shape. You just need a little bit of space at home and enough willing and discipline to crack on with it, and the results are limitless. Thank you for watching and listening. Like, comment, subscribe. I've been the Intuitive Mover, and I'll see you in the next edit.